In this video, we're going to learn how to solve a linear equation with variables on both sides. Let's look at this equation. It says solve the equation. 5 times the quantity 2m plus 3 minus 4m equals 8m plus 27. Let's review the steps to solve a linear equation. First, simplify each side separately. 2. Isolate the variable term on one side. 3. Isolate the variable. And then 4. You should check your answer. So let's look at our problem again. On the left side, we need to do some work to simplify. The right side is as simplified as you can get. There is no need to distribute. There's no parentheses. There's no extra terms where you can combine like terms. So that is as simplified as you can get on the right side. So let's work on the left side. First, we need to distribute the 5. And that means you need to multiply the 5 by each term inside the parentheses. So 5 times 2m equals 10m. 5 times positive 3 equals plus 15. 5 times 3 is 15. Bring down the minus 4m, bring down the equal sign, bring down the 8m and the plus 27. Now still the left side can be simplified. There are like terms. The 10m and the negative 4m are like terms. Therefore they can be combined. And what you do is you subtract. You do 10m minus 4m. You just group them. I'm just going to group them together, kind of move things around, which you can do as long as you bring the sign with the term. Notice the negative 4 came, stayed negative 4. So the negative 4m stayed negative 4m when I moved it. Now look, 10m minus 4m, that's 6m. Bring down the plus 15 equals 8m and then plus 27. Okay, we need a little bit more space here. Now, the left side is completely simplified. The right side is completely simplified. That's step 1. Now we need to isolate the variable term. So we have a 6m and we have an 8m. 6m on the left, 8m on the right. Isolating the variable term really means just making sure there's only a variable on only one side. So we can either subtract 6m from both sides or subtract 8m from both sides. Either way, it doesn't matter. I like to keep the variable positive, so subtracting a 6m from an 8m will give me a 2m. So if we subtract 6m from both sides, you have to do that in order for this to remain equal. 6m minus 6m on the left cancels and goes to 0, so it's gone. Bring down the 15, bring down 8m minus 6m is 2m, and then bring down the 27. Okay, so that means we're getting the variable on the right side, which means we don't want any constants, any numbers on the right side. So let's subtract the 27. 27 minus 27 is 0. But we have to go over here and subtract the 27 as well. Okay, so now 27's cancel on the right side. And we have 2m equals, and we have to figure out what 15 minus 27 is. Well, that's like doing 27 minus 15, but the answer is going to be negative. So that's negative 12. Okay, and then now we've isolated the variable term. 2m. Now we have to isolate the variable. 2m means 2 times m. Opposite of times is divide. So divide both sides by 2. Negative 6. So it looks like m equals negative 6 is going to be our answer. But we have to go ahead and check this. So let's look at the original problem, which said 5 parentheses 2m plus 3. So we're going to do a check here. And then it was minus 4m equals 8m plus 27. Okay, so let's go ahead and substitute this. So this is really 2 times negative 6, and then plus 3, and then a minus 4, and then a negative 6 goes there, and then a negative 6 goes in for that m. Okay. So what I did was I substituted that negative 6 in for each m that I saw in my original problem. So we need to use the order of operations now, which means we need to completely work out what's in this parentheses right here. So all that has to be completely worked out. But let's start out by just doing 2 times negative 6, that's negative 12, and then plus 3. Now here we can bring down the minus sign, and we can do 4 times negative 6, and that's minus 24. Okay, so a lot of people get confused here. I just did the 4 times the negative 6, and then brought this minus sign down like that. And then the 4 times negative 6 is what gives me the negative 24. Okay, now over here, negative 48, so 8 times negative 6 is negative 48. And then bring down the plus 27. Okay, so we're still not done in the parentheses here. We still need to work that out. So 5 times negative 9. And we could change this to plus 24. Because remember, minus changes the sign. Minus a negative becomes a plus. Okay, now over here, let's figure out what negative 48 plus 27 is. Well, that's like doing 48 minus 27, but the answer is going to be negative. So we get a 1, we get a 2, so negative 21. Okay, now over here, 5 times negative 9, that's negative 45. And then bring down the plus 24 equals negative 21. We have to figure out what negative 45 plus 24 is. That's like doing 45 minus 24, but our answer will be negative. So negative 21 equals negative 21. That is a true statement. That means our answer checks, and negative 6 is the solution to this problem.